Hey friends, welcome to the Time for Living podcast, your ultimate guide to finding the time you need to crush your business dreams while still having time to live your one beautiful life. I'm your host, Lucy Clark, a devoted boy mum, dedicated business owner and time-finding expert. Say goodbye to the I'm too busy mindset that's holding you back from growing your online business. No more feeling overwhelmed or stuck in the same place year after year. Each week, we'll dive deep into strategies for being intentional with your precious time so you can hit those business goals while still making time for yourself and your family. If you're ready to create more time, get practical tips and prioritize the steps that will make the biggest impact on your business and life, then you're in the right spot. Pop in your earbuds, steal a quiet moment, and let's find time together. Ever felt like you're drowning in your to-do list? You sit down, pen in hand, determined to take control of your day, but instead the list just grows. Every time you cross one thing off, 3 more seem to appear. Maybe you've even ended your day feeling like you worked non-stop, but the most important things still get pushed aside. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I'm Lucy Clark, and I help ambitious, hardworking women like you find time freedom so you can build a thriving life without feeling constantly behind. As a time management mentor, I know firsthand how challenging it can be to juggle family, work, personal goals, and everything in between. You want to achieve big things and still have time to breathe, to laugh, to enjoy the life you've been working so hard to build. Today, I'm sharing why those classic to-do lists might actually be holding you back. And don't get me wrong, I love a to-do list. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple, practical system that fits your busy, ambitious life. No more endless lists, no more feeling buried. Let's get you back into the driver's seat of your schedule, starting right now. I used to be a mega to-do list maker. Every day, I'd write down everything I needed to do, feeling confident that this was the key to staying on top of my busy life. But over time, those lists started to get longer and longer, until they felt more like a weight than a help. I found myself overwhelmed, stressed, and stuck in a cycle of never-ending tasks. That's when I realized the traditional to-do list wasn't enough. I needed a system that actually worked for the full busy life I was trying to live. Let's talk about why those traditional to-do lists just aren't cutting it. You know the ones. Pages filled with everything from email the boss to pick up mail, plan the family vacation, and schedule that dentist appointment. Before you know it, your list is so long it feels like a second job just to keep track of it all. And the worst part, no matter how many boxes you check, there's always more waiting for you tomorrow. It's exhausting. You're constantly moving, constantly doing, but that sense of accomplishment, it's fleeting. Instead, you feel like you're always behind, always playing catch up. And for women who are balancing careers, family, friendships, and personal growth, the pressure multiplies. Your mind is juggling a million details, work deadlines, school projects, meal planning, self-care, and maybe even a side hustle. The mental load is real and it's heavy. These endless lists can actually add to your stress, not relieve it. They blur the line between what's urgent and what's truly important. They make it easier to lose sight of your bigger goals, and before you know it, your days are spent putting out fires instead of building the life you want. But here's the good news. There's a smarter way. You don't need to settle for feeling constant pressure. There is a system that helps you focus, prioritize, and actually make space for the things that matter most. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together today. So what does a great to-do list actually look like? Chances are you're already doing some of these things, but when you put them all together, that's when you start to see real results. There are 5 essentials that make a to-do list truly work for busy women who want both control and balance. First, your list needs clear, actionable tasks. Instead of writing something vague like work on project, break it down into specific steps like outline the project proposal or email Sarah for feedback. This makes it easier to get started and gives you a real sense of progress as you check things off. Next is prioritization. Not everything on your list deserves equal attention. Identify what's most important for today, this week, or this month. When you know what truly matters, you can focus your energy where it counts and let go of the guilt about what can wait. Deadlines or due dates are another must. Assigning a time frame to each task keeps you accountable and helps prevent that last-minute scramble. Even just a simple "by Friday" can make a huge difference in getting things done on time. Then there's simplicity and readability. Your list should be easy to scan and not overloaded with details. Use short phrases, bullet points, or even color coding if that helps you. The easier it is to see what needs to be done, the more likely you are actually going to do it. And finally, your list needs flexibility and regular updates. Life changes, and so do your priorities. Review your list often, adjust as needed, and don't be afraid to move things around or let go of what no longer fits. When you build your to-do list with these 5 essentials, you can create a tool that supports you, not one that adds to your stress. This is how you can start to reclaim your time and move closer to the balance you're craving. Once you've got an idea of what your to-do list needs to look like, let's talk about a fresh approach to how your to-do list can actually fit into the reality of your busy, multifaceted life. Instead of keeping one endless, unmanageable list, imagine having separate focus lists for each main area of your life. I call this the multi-list framework, and it's a total breath of fresh air for anyone who's ever felt pulled in a million directions. Here's how it works. Start by looking at your life in 6 key domains. The first is family, friends, and love. This is where you jot down anything related to your relationships. Maybe it's planning a date night, calling your mom, or setting up a play date for your kids. These are the connections that fill your cup, and they deserve their own space. Next is health and wellness. This list might include scheduling doctor's appointments, fitting in a workout, or even just remembering to drink more water. When you see these tasks separated out, it's easier to prioritize your well-being instead of letting it get lost in the shuffle. The third domain is environment and home life. Think laundry, grocery shopping, tidying up, or finally tackling that closet. Keeping these tasks together helps you manage your space and routines without letting them take over your whole list. Then comes career and business. Whether it's prepping for a big meeting, updating your resume, or following up with a client, this list keeps your professional goals front and center without letting them crowd out everything else. Personal development and leisure is your next domain. This is where you add things like reading for pleasure, learning a new skill, or taking time for a hobby. It's a gentle reminder that your growth and happiness matters too. And finally, there's finances and wealth. This could be paying bills, reviewing your budget, or planning for future savings. Keeping these tasks together makes it easier to stay on top of your financial health. When you split your list this way, you create a space for every part of your life. You get better balance, more focus, and a lot more clarity about where your time and energy are going. Yes, there's a risk of feeling scattered by having multiple lists or worrying about things slipping through the cracks. But don't worry, we'll walk through simple steps to keep things manageable and make sure these lists work for you, not against you. This framework is all about helping you see the big picture so you can move forward with confidence and intention. Now let's walk through exactly how you can create and manage your own domain-based to-do lists. If you're listening and thinking, this sounds great, but where do I start? I've got you. I'll break it down step by step so you can follow along. It's just 6 quick steps. Step 1 is the brain dump. This is where you grab a notebook, open a fresh document, or even use the Notes app on your phone. Write down absolutely everything on your mind. No filter, no order, no judgment. Big things, tiny things, things you've been putting off for months, and things you just remembered you need to do today. Get it all out of your head and onto the page. This step alone can feel like a huge relief because you're no longer carrying all those reminders around in your mind. Step 2 is to sort. Now look at your big list and start to group each item into one of the 6 life domains we talked about. Family, friends and love, health and wellness, environment and home life, career and business, personal development and leisure, and finances and wealth. Don't worry about getting it perfect. Just do your best to match each task to the area it fits best. This step helps you see where your energy is going and where you might be neglecting something important. Step 3 is to refine. Go through each domain and turn any vague or ambiguous items into clear, actionable tasks. For example, instead of get healthier, write schedule a checkup or go for a 20-minute walk. Instead of sort out finances, try review credit card statement or set up automatic saving transfer. The clearer your task, the easier it is to take action. Step 4 is to prioritize. This is where you look at each domain and pick the top 1 or 2 tasks that will make the biggest difference for you this week. You don't need to do everything at once. By focusing on what's most important in each area, you'll make progress without feeling overwhelmed. And here's an important mindset shift. As you prioritize, remember that not everything has to be done by you. If a task can be delegated, whether to a colleague, family member, or a service, give yourself permission to hand it off. Likewise, if a task keeps getting pushed aside week after week, ask yourself if it's truly necessary. Sometimes deleting or postponing a task frees up mental space and time for what really matters. This isn't about giving up, it's about being intentional with your energy. Step 5 is to schedule. Assign a deadline to each of your top tasks and if possible, block out time in your calendar for them. I know the idea of organizing your time by domain might sound intimidating, but it's actually a powerful way to make sure you're spending time on what matters most to you. Maybe Tuesday evenings are for self-care, Saturday mornings for family, and you can carve out a lunch break to handle finances. When you see your week laid out this way, it becomes much easier to stay balanced and intentional. Now let's talk about reoccurring tasks. These are the things you do regularly, like meal prep, paying bills, or your weekly team meeting. Instead of writing these on your to-do list every week, try to automate them into your schedule. For example, set aside Sunday afternoons for meal planning, or make every Friday morning your time to review finances. By turning these into routines and blocking out time for them, you keep your daily to-do focused on what's unique and urgent. This frees up mental space and makes your week more predictable so you're not constantly reinventing the wheel. Step 6 is to review and update. Set a weekly check-in, maybe Sunday night or Monday morning, where you look over your lists. Celebrate what you've accomplished and update your priorities for the week ahead. This keeps your list fresh, relevant, and aligned with your real life. Try this process just once and you'll feel lighter, clearer, and more in control. Remember, the goal isn't to add more to your load, but to unburden your mind from the clutter of endless tasks. When your mental space isn't cluttered by everything you need to do, you can focus more fully on what truly matters, one step at a time. So let's talk about how to keep this system working for you without letting it become overwhelming. The key is to keep your list simple and short. Focus on the essentials. If you find yourself writing out a long, detailed task, like all the tasks that go into planning Milo's birthday party, that's actually a project, not a to-do. Create a separate project list for those bigger undertakings and just put the next actionable step on your main list, like book the venue for Milo's party. Another tip. Use one notebook or app to house all your lists. Whether you're a paper and pen person or love your digital tools, having everything in one place means you won't waste time searching for what you need. It also keeps your mind clear and your process streamlined. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every step you take to get organized and intentional brings you closer to the life you want. Give yourself credit for every win, no matter how small. If today's episode resonated with you and you're ready for more support on your journey to time freedom, I'd love for you to join my email list. Every week, I send out quick win tips, exclusive resources, and practical strategies designed for busy, ambitious women just like you. It's not just about getting things done, it's about building a life that feels balanced, fulfilling, and truly yours. When you sign up, you'll also get access to a community of like-minded women who understand what it's like to juggle big dreams with real-life responsibilities. You'll be the first to know about new tools, workshops, and special offers that can help you keep moving forward one step at a time. So head over to timeforliving.co and get on the list. Let's create a space where you feel supported, inspired, and equipped to take on whatever comes your way. And if you're intrigued about how to really time block your domains of life successfully, join me next week on the podcast. We'll get into the details of how to make sure you spend the time you need on all areas of your life, depending on the season you're in and how to adjust as you transition. And remember, you deserve a life where your to-do list serves you, not the other way round. Give yourself permission to prioritize what matters, say yes to your dreams, and to let go of the overwhelm. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning in to the Time for Living podcast today. If this episode inspired you to take action and save time, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a written review and subscribe over on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback means the world to me and helps us reach even more amazing people like you. If you know a friend who needs to hear this message, share this episode with them. And remember, your time is precious, so make every moment count. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep living, and keep making time for what matters most.